Yo, what is going on everyone? Guiding Light here, back with another Fortnite video. Now in this one, I'm going to show you guys how you can destroy gatherers to complete this week's challenge. So in case maybe you guys didn't know, they actually did add these gatherers in about a week or so ago. They've been in the game for a little bit, but you might not have come across them just yet. This is going to be one of the more difficult challenges to complete, so just keep that in mind before you even start. It's not that it's that hard, it's just that it might take a few tries just because these spawn locations are not guaranteed. These gatherers do spawn all over the map, and they do spawn in pretty much every single game. So they spawn in about 3 or 4 different locations, but there's about 7 different spots they can spawn in. So your chances are pretty high that if you land in one of these locations, that you'll be able to destroy some of the gatherers. And don't worry, because I'll definitely show you guys where you can find them. I'll show you guys all of the locations. But the first location that we're going to land at is over here by Misty Meadows. So if you land over here on this small little island, this is actually one of the spawn points that these can spawn in. Now, as soon as you guys land, you guys want to try to find a gun really quickly, and you also want to get as many mats as you can, and also just kind of hope that no one really lands around you, otherwise it's going to be even more annoying. But so long as nobody else is around you, if you get enough mats, you should be fine. It's just that they are going to have explosive damage, and they can break your wall in about 1 or 2 shots, so you just want to be ready for that. But either way, guys, now that you've landed here at this location, or one of the 6 or 7 that I'm going to end up showing you, as soon as you end up getting mats, you're going to have about 45 seconds or so before they spawn in. So be patient and don't leave just straight away, because there's a good chance that you'll miss them if you leave too early. So if you just want to wait about 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds, after the battle bus has completely left the map and everyone's jumped off, just give it maybe 45 seconds, and you'll see that the gatherers actually do begin to spawn in slowly but surely. So here you can see we've only been in the match for maybe about a minute, and you can actually hear these things spawn in. You're going to see a big red laser come from the sky. If you're not in this exact location, there's a chance you can see it from afar. But there's the laser right there, guys. You're going to see the red laser come down, and you're going to see the big Grogger spawn in, and then alongside of it are actually going to be the gatherers. So the gatherers are really not that hard to kill. They only take about maybe 1 or 2 bullets. But the giant Grogger in the middle is what you have to look out for, because that's going to shoot the explosives at you. And it's also going to spawn pretty much an infinite amount of gatherers. So that's why I wanted you guys to get some mats and get a couple guns together. Unfortunately, all I had was a pistol, so it did make this a little bit annoying. But as you can see, it's kind of like a miniature boss fight, and that laser can destroy builds in like 1 bullet or so. You cannot do damage to it with a normal weapon unless you shoot at the yellow critical spots. So keep that in mind if you're going to destroy this thing. There's the metal ball at the top, but what you want to shoot at is those yellow lights if you want to destroy this. Now, luckily enough, this is not part of the challenge. You don't actually have to destroy that thing in order to complete the challenge. What you want to go after are those little gatherers. So as I get the kills on the little small gatherers, you're going to see that I'm getting XP for it, and it's popping up saying that I'm killing the gatherers. So luckily enough, that's all you guys have to do for this. Now, if there's no one really around you and it's not too hard, I do suggest taking out the big Grogger, because he has a chance of dropping weapons that aren't actually part of the loot pool. So if you want to get your hands on the gold rocket launcher, you can actually do that by destroying this giant Grogger here. He's going to drop a gold rocket, which is one of the best weapons in the game. So this could be a good strategy for getting wins in the end. And killing the Grogger is actually a little bit fun because it's a small little boss fight that you can do. But all you have to do is just keep waiting. As you can see, he's going to just keep spawning these gatherers, an infinite amount of gatherers. So it's really simple in order to deal damage to those. So you're going to have to destroy a total of 20 of them. And I honestly suggest just kind of trying to do it all at once. Just stall out the fight as long as you can. You want to try to destroy all 20 gatherers on your first try, because honestly, trying to do this twice or even 3 times with all the other people that are going to be doing this challenge is going to be kind of annoying. So I really suggest you just go after as many gatherers as you can and just destroy all 20 of them on your first fight. So as you can see, they're just going to keep on spawning and spawning and spawning. So if you don't have a decent weapon, you're definitely going to want to heal up and keep up with your building before everything gets exploded. But that's it for the first location, guys. I'm going to show you guys where some of the other locations are, because they, like I said, guys, it's not guaranteed. There's a really good chance that they will spawn here almost every time, but certain spots they won't spawn in. So let me show you some of the other locations so that you guys have the best chance at getting this one finished. Now, I did end up actually finishing this mini boss fight, so I want to show you guys some of the loot that can drop as well. So as soon as you kill the big Grogger in the middle, he's actually going to drop some pretty insane loot. So in case maybe you haven't destroyed one of these yet, I want to show you some of the loot that can drop. Now he's going to drop a ton of stuff, but as you can see, the best thing that he dropped here is actually the golden rocket launcher. You can't really get this thing anywhere else. This is actually the only place you can get this right now. They might add it into chests later in the season or maybe supply drops, who knows. But as of right now, if you want to get this gold rocket, this is actually the only place you can get it. So that's how you're going to end up getting that. But moving on to the second location, guys, is actually at Slurpy Swamp. This is actually one of the better places to try to do this challenge at because you can just continuously heal off of the lake. So if all the gatherers or the big Grogger ends up doing a lot of damage to you, you can kind of just jump into the lake and heal up, which is pretty convenient for it. But keep in mind, guys, it's not guaranteed that they spawn here every single time. But now that about a minute or so has gone into my match, we can show you guys exactly how to get this one done. So what you can do is head up to the roof and take a look and see if the big Grogger is out on the other side of the lake. And as you can see, that's what it's going to look like. Once you find that, it's just like before. You can just go and destroy all the gatherers and complete the challenge that way. So it's the same method as before. You just want to let the gatherers spawn out, but at least it's a little bit easier here at Slurpy Swamp because you can heal off the lake. So that's the second location that you can check for these at. Another location that these can spawn at is actually at FN Radio. If you guys don't know where that is, it's just next to the Stark Industries Island that they just added, right next to Craggy Cliffs as well. So if you come up next to this radio station here, there's a chance that they can spawn here. Unfortunately, they didn't spawn for me this game. Like I said, guys, it's not guaranteed that they spawn in these locations, but these are just some of the spots that they do spawn in at. So even though they didn't spawn here at FN Radio this time, what you're going to want to look for is that giant red beam from the sky. That's actually going to show you exactly where they're spawning in at for this particular game. So there's 6 or 7 different spawn spots you can spawn in at. One that we already covered was next to Misty. There's the one next to Slurpy Swamp. There's also this one here next to Craggy Cliffs. There's one in Retail Row, and there's even one at Holly Hedges as well. So let me go and show you guys where they spawn over in those locations as well. So here we are at Retail Row, guys, and this is exactly where they're going to spawn at in Retail Row. Now there's also a ton of players that, like real players, that like to drop at Retail Row, so I don't necessarily suggest coming here. But if you're passing through and you just want to get some kills really quickly, this is how you're going to do that. But this is the location you guys want to go to actually find them in Retail Row. Now keep in mind, guys, if you do destroy some of these gatherers, you can run up to them very quickly and pick up the laser cannon. Now if you build or if you switch weapons, it's going to completely take the weapon away from you, which is probably for the best since it's a little OP against these gatherers and against players as well. But either way, guys, if you ever do want to take out one of these Groggers really quickly, you can just take this little laser cannon, and it's going to be like 5 times easier, maybe even 10 times easier to actually destroy this Grogger. As you can see, it ends up melting its health, and you don't even have to wait for its crit spots to open either. So hopefully these tips and tricks help you guys out. These are all the locations. Keep in mind they also spawn at Holly Hedges as well. But other than that though, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If it helped you out, definitely be sure to drop a like down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.